Jade Helm military exercise kicked off today, and already we're seeing media outlets taking the angle of conspiracy nuts thinking Texas is going to be invaded, martial law is imminent, people being rounded up into these underground Walmart tunnels, basically painting genuine concern as nothing more than crazy conspiracy theory. But one thing the media has failed to address altogether is the mastering the human domain angle of Jade Helm. This is something that we covered in depth months ago. I want to bring it back up to reiterate that this is what we need to be concerned with. The battlefield of the future is not going to be taking place between nation states per se. It is literally going to be a war for your mind. It's all about total information awareness, and that's what we're going to break down here today. So just to review, in military terminology, the human domain or human domain analytics refers to the global understanding of anything associated with people. Mastery of the human domain results from obtaining total information awareness on a mass scale, and we can break it down into 4 specific categories: who you are, what you do, who you know, and the context.
So I really had the privilege of running more of a multi-innovation cell. The cell's objectives were to use as much non-traditional data from an intel standpoint, do sense making of data so that not only your analysts, but your machine learning, your algorithms you could build would ultimately get to a predictive analysis cell. It's very, very hard to do, especially if you don't have all the data. Basically, old data is good data, new data is good data, and all data is good.
Now, with present-day technology, meaning that pretty much anyone can upload a video onto the internet and reach the entire world in a second, the government has not only hyper-incentivized the collection of data, but also merging all of the relevant agencies. And so that's another big aspect of Jade Helm, is that we have a lot of these agencies working together with local law enforcement. James Clapper, who is the current Director of National Intelligence, said in 2009, activity-based surveillance, built on a strong foundation of human dimension analysis, will form the intellectual underpinning of how we perform intelligence in the future. A conference on mastering the human domain featured high-level military and intelligence officials openly discussing gathering publicly available data to create these detailed maps with layered information.
The recognition of the importance of the human domain and that sophisticated understanding of all those things you said, tribal, history, language, culture, it's so significant.
So Jade Helm is more than a simple military exercise. If you understand the technology that's involved, then you'll see that Jade Helm is more of an intelligence operation using geospatial intelligence mapping. And as information from low-level surveillance technologies such as stingrays and predictive policing programs are all getting siphoned up into NSA data centers, a detailed global map will continue to grow with near-endless stats on all individuals. Jade Helm will not result in martial law. Rather, they are using this geospatial intelligence mapping to build a simulation, and that simulation will help them with predictive programming techniques, as well as it's going to bring America one step closer to total domination by the surveillance state and the military-industrial complex.
You understand the question, you understand the needs, potential threats, and you're putting that information together in a way that the sum is significantly larger, more valuable, more useful than the individual parts.